You cozy? Do you need anything?
All good.
So to start off, I'll just do a really quick introduction for you.
Yeah.
So I'll sit down there, I'll do a quick introduction, and then you jump in, and
Oh
then we get started. Well, let's come on the couch.
Sick, yeah.
G'day legends, welcome back to Mikey Talk. Today we have episode 22, which is another pretty special guest episode. We're at Sanders Place in Richmond at the moment, where this next guest is about to put on an event in about an hour from now. This guy won the South Australian Young Achiever of the Year Award in 2009 for founding Care Konnect, which was a software company helping services in the aged care industry, and now he's the founder of Sell Anything, which is a sales consulting company helping founders and startups with their sales process. Let's give a warm welcome to Sean Grealy.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Mikey. Nice.
I got the intro right.
Yeah.
All right, man. So I've got 10 questions for you.
Cool.
How you feeling about the event coming up to start with?
Good. Yeah, this is our second event. We ran one last week in Sydney. So this is for our sales accelerator. So we're helping founders scaling 0 to 1 mil in their B2B company over a 5-week period, taking all our learnings from 30 years of doing B2B sales. And we just had 16 companies go through our latest cohort. So we've got people coming in from Bendigo, Ballarat, Snake Valley, Brown Hill, Richmond. So yeah, it's going to be epic.
All traveling around.
Yeah.
And you got me here.
Yeah.
All right. So to start off with, selling everything you had a couple of years ago to travel Australia, working with founders. Take me back to that decision and what prompted it.
Yeah, well, so 2022, I just been working for a venture studio in Melbourne, but I was living in Adelaide and had the itch to do my own thing. My previous business unfortunately died during COVID, and I was super burnt out and didn't have the energy to start another company, so I went and got a job, which was the best thing I ever did. And then the itch just started happening. And I started my new business, Sell Anything, helping founders. And then I just kind of was like, I want to do something different I don't want to run ads. I don't want to just do content. I don't want to just show up to events. I want to show up to people. And I'd been out of the ecosystem for maybe 2 or 3 years and hadn't kind of shown my face for a while. I thought, what better way than showing up at people's door or town, right? So spent 6 months on the road and sold everything I owned on Marketplace. And then got in my Subaru Forester and drove around Australia.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Such a contrast from the COVID where everything's shut down and you got no one to then having that in-person connection again.
Yeah, and just I think realizing Australia's a big place when you drive, but it's also super small in the sense that everyone knows everyone and you're running into people in multiple cities and different locations, and it was epic.
Yeah, sick. So we met through Gaz in Sydney a few years ago and hit it off instantly. You've been a huge supporter of good ideas since. What is it about creative projects that appeals to someone that has spent years in the tech industry?
Yeah, I would say I'm a creative trapped in a salesperson's body.
I feel that.
Yeah. Growing up, I was really into comics and used to make comics and draw, and grew up skateboarding till I was 20, and my knees, every good skater, my knees are basically gone. And I think that that style, and I think the aesthetic of the community that comes with skateboarding, and even Aussie hip hop as well, because I'm really into Aussie hip hop, has always been a part of showing up with your own personality and doing something different. I still remember when Enjoy did their tour, and I got Jerry Sue's skateboard, and Jerry Sue's this mystical beast. This is 2012, who doesn't really talk. He's very antisocial, and finishes the comp, hands me his deck, their team sign it, which was crazy. And then just disappears, and the whole but then all his merch is selling out because there's this mystery behind him. And I just find the mechanics I actually find super interesting within that is actually the brand building, Rob Dyrdek. I remember when shoelace belts, everyone all skaters just use shoelaces, and then he launched the shoelace belt. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, it didn't go super well, but I was fascinated by this idea of he's taken something that is just kind of a part of the culture, and then he's turned it into a business, which people responded to differently. But then I moved into cycling, and I just love watching people enjoy a product. The moment you give them something, they're just frothing it. So that's kind of, I think, how I ended up in the space I'm in. But even now we run like growth experiments, like South by Southwest last year, we ran like a non-NPC campaign where we're giving people tiles that look like Sims to promote on their socials as if they're like a speaker at the event. So yeah, all of that stuff is like, I think what I just like love about it so much.
Yeah. So the creativeness does come out.
Yeah.
Do you still draw or do any like?
Yeah, like I mean, almost all of our creative I do first, and then we hand it to our designer.
Cool.
Because I'm not perfect and I don't have the time, but like we did a 0 to 1 mil, like we turned the concept of the work we do into like a mock game, and that was inspired by one of our customers, and then I kind of like spent my whole Saturday, Sunday just like playing around building it, and then gave it to our designer to like polish and kind of complete and make it like something worth putting out to the world.
Yeah.
But I'm still sketching and messing around.
You got the ideas there, which is good.
I've got some good ideas.
I know, you're wearing one. So from founding Care Konnect, which was the software, now moving into, I guess, like teaching other people in a way. Yeah. What was the pivot for that?
Yeah, so I had Care Konnect, and then we turned that into Mint after had some legal proceedings. Wasn't very versed in trademarks, and that was a family problem. Staying connected to my grandfather while he was in care, and then we had 4,000 families on our platform. And when that company failed during COVID, and I got a job, I realized like, what I'm really good at is building buying experiences and taking people from and working with new businesses, going from like the idea and then getting something live to actually like, how do we get 10, 20, 50, 100 customers and scale revenue? And the nuance of like, I think sales kind of gets like, for startups, gets put in this bucket of just like, you're just doing sales, but you're actually doing product, it's marketing, and you have to be a really good listener and like super creative when you don't have a lot of money. So I get like a real rush of watching people like make their first 10 grand or close their next 100K deal, or hire someone new and get a good person into a business. Like, I think all of that is epic impact. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that 100% makes sense. I was having a bit of a stalk on your LinkedIn, and I saw a comment you made about no glass jaws and taking harsh feedback. What's some brutal feedback that you've received in the past about a business?
So that actually came from where I met that's actually from my business partner when I was working. We met in a previous job, and he was my boss. And the culture that he actually sets up is around that saying, and I've adopted it because I really love the idea of like, good feedback, which can maybe hurt us initially if we like take a step back from that and remove ourselves and go like, fuck, I can be better. Some brutal feedback. Probably that I talk too much, or like my product shit, or like this is never going to be successful. When I first started this business, I had someone tell me that I didn't have the skills to do this and I should just go work for them. And that was really interesting. So yeah, maybe less brutal feedback, but more so just like mind games. But, yeah.
When you heard that, did you believe it at all?
I dug in more. Yeah, I was like, game on more. If anything, like to me, when people do that kind of stuff, it means you've probably picked at something for them where like they're like, maybe you're chomping at the bits, or like in Australia we have a much less collaborative business culture. Like in the US it's very different, and I think that can sometimes be a mistake within the business culture here in Australia because we're so small, like, as opposed to that American energy which is like overly positive, and people just pumped that you're doing stuff. But it's all good.
You do feel it when you're over there though. Like people are so excited if you're building anything.
The optimism is just like wild.
So to touch on your shoulder issues and I guess like health things that come up, but business doesn't really stop when life gets busy. How has managing health issues affected running a business?
Yeah, so I guess for context, I had nerve damage and hurt 2 discs in my back 2 years ago, and then basically had chronic pain for 12 months, which no one knew about. And then just as I fixed that, I crashed my road bike and shattered my clavicle, which I've now got a plate and 10 pins in, and couldn't use my arm for the first 5 months of the year.
Fuck.
And that was all basically, I think it was like a month of maybe being like fully capable. And now I'm kind of back to being able to do stuff again, which is great. But yeah, like I worked, like the hardest part was, you know, if you're bringing the money in and you have a team and you have to pay them, like you can't stop that. So like if I was an employee, I would have just taken 4 weeks leave when it happened, but that wasn't an option. So I worked 54 days straight. So I made up for the the slowness that the meds were causing me, because I was taking different medication, and basically I had to work 12 to 16 hours a day, which is not healthy and I don't recommend it all. But it was either like, do you put everything on pause or like just kind of suffer even more? And I was in so much pain already. It was kind of like, well, what's it really matter? Like I'm not adding too much more to it. But like, and I think the way it shows up is grumpiness. You start making bad decisions because you're not yourself. And I think as well, like the hardest bit now is I've normalized that work ethic. So I'm trying to undo a lot of structures that I set to be able to work through that period around like working weekends, and I'm trying to like get back to being myself again outside of work. Which, as you know, when you run your own business and you love it, can be really hard. And none of our clients knew. I wasn't like, as much as I was putting content out about like, you know, on LinkedIn and stuff, it's really important to me that like, you know, I actually stopped working on some projects because I was like, I'm not going to deliver. And just focused on some other things for that period. But yeah, it's fucking hard. But now I'm like full, like what's been cool is I just got cleared last week, which is amazing. I don't need more surgery. I'm pain free, and I forgot what I'm like when I'm not medicated and have energy, sleeping properly and exercising. And I'm just like so excited. Are
you back to that
I'm
now?
back, baby. Like I ran 8Ks this morning. Slept like a god. Eating good.
Man, that's so good that you pushed through and like didn't have to put it on pause either, because you're right, especially when you do have staff and employees, like it's like you do.
But a good team. I think like my business partner, we're very open. His name's Roy's a great guy. We're very open about what's going on and how do we manage that.
Cool, man. You're speaking at the upcoming HEXPO event. What's your topic going to be, and what made you get involved with the event?
So I'm actually a client. So I went on HEX's innovation program in 2018, and then I worked for them and I ran a program with like 20 students to San Francisco later that year. Like I love what they do so much that I pitched the business owner to like, basically I'll work for free, just let me work for you. And I've been a big supporter of HEX ever since, and alumni. And I'm talking about burnt tofu, so top of funnel. It's a food theme. It's gonna be like the markets, which is sick. And I'm gonna be talking about like the 3 ways that people burn tofu, their top of funnel, so like their leads, without realizing it, and then how to make a really great top of funnel experience. So cooking your tofu well.
Sick.
I
love that.
But my alter ego is the tofu mofo, because I love top of funnel.
Is that a common term, like the
tofu?
In the top of funnel? Or
it is. In sales, like people, like I remember in my first sales job, my boss said, "How's your tofu looking?" I was like, "I don't really eat. I'm not vegetarian. I don't really eat tofu." And he's like, "Oh no, it stands for top of funnel." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, of course, duh." Like,
I like that. You work with heaps of founders. What's a common mistake you see founders make when they're trying to get their first customers?
So we've now helped over 1,000 founders in 3 years, which is like mind blowing. I have a huge kind of think about like, let's help people get their first wins and like customer booked meeting, whatever it is, at no cost. So we have heaps of resources on our website, and that's where like over 500 people have gone through free courses, are subscribers to our newsletter, and getting access to content that supports them. We run a lot of workshops as well. And I think the common mistake is like they mix up the idea of like sales gets kind of overwhelmed as this thing, but it's like it's about an experience, right? It's not Jordan Belfort-esque boiler rooms and like pressure tactics. It's just understanding the problem you're solving, if that problem is something someone values enough to pay for, to be solved, and then if you're the right fit for them. And it is just conversational. Like even now, this is what a good sales experience might feel like, where it's just conversation. You're like, wow, Sean's an expert at what he does. I value his opinion. We're openly discussing and then ultimately guiding an outcome. But it does get kind of put to this, I think the mindset is what actually is the biggest problem. And that people think they have to take on this new persona as opposed to being themselves. Where like, you know, we've had, say, 20 technical leaders this year go through our program as founders, and that's always the biggest takeaway. They're like, oh, I can just be myself. I just have to ask really good questions. And I think that's like, yeah, that's the biggest part. Yeah.
That's such a refreshing feeling as well, like knowing that you can just be yourself, and that is the most important thing to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, sick. You're also connected to University of Adelaide's Think Lab and growth partner for Tractor Ventures. How do you balance being hands-on with individual founders through Sell Anything and then these bigger ecosystem roles?
Yeah, so Adelaide Uni are like one of our longest standing clients, and I'm a product of their success. I went through like a degree there, been through their entrepreneurship programs, and now they actually license our content. So
sick.
I'm running a workshop for them Thursday, and they have taken our program that we built and we've changed it a little bit under their brand, and then we run it for their startups as well. And honestly, that's like one of the best clients we have. Like, I love working with them, and I've known them nearly a decade, which is like insane. Like the director of entrepreneurship, and yeah, like we're organized. They're great people and super reliable. And I think in the same way that they're reliable, like they know I'm going to show up and do the right thing and represent their brand properly. And then with like, Tractor were a client of ours as well. So we're a growth partner, and then they became a client last year. And I think just showing up in people's like ecosystem is about like staying to your word. So we've got a limited amount of partners that we work with. We make sure that like we have a process that's clear and they know what to expect, because like you can't work with everyone. And just open communication would be the key. Yeah. But it all beautifully works together. Like I did an event today with Notion, Community Collective, Como Club, and What the Health. And like we were talking about how to use Notion in your business, and like 150 people were there.
Wow.
And yeah, people might look at that and be like, wow, it's so distracting. But in the bigger picture, like it all fits into everything we do. Yeah.
Man, you're doing heaps though, but I guess it would kind of keep you fresh with the back to Sell Anything.
Scratches an itch, right? Like the Notion thing, I built like a custom deck about how to use Notion in your business, and that was just play. It was like so much fun.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
I gave you this pink Good Ideas hoodie.
Oh yeah. And
you did tell me that your nickname is actually Pinky.
It's true.
Can we get the story behind that?
I have a massive pinky. No, it was like because you know how you don't choose your nicknames, they're given to you. I'm quite rosy cheeked, and in year 7, like I got really sunburnt, and I was like, one guy started calling me Pinky, and then like it became Patrick the Starfish, and then it became Pinky the General, and then General Pinkington. There was like all these evolutions, but what ended up happening was I updated my Facebook name to have Pinky in it.
Amazing.
And then it just like stuck. And then what's so fascinating though is based on what nickname people call me, like Grills or Pinky or like some other names, I can kind of almost tell like it's like almost a time box of like what I was doing and who I was. And Pinky's like a real like close, I guess a lot of close mates call me that.
From the high school days.
Even from just like people I was hanging out with back then, so like people I used to skate with and other stuff, footy. It's super random, but it's not a very this would be the most public I've ever spoken about that nickname. It's a real like down low nickname.
It's out there now. The 30 viewers are going to be dude,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's a lot more safe for work than what I was expecting.
It's not it is safe for work.
Sick, man. Well, we've made it pretty much the whole way through. We've got one question left.
Hell yeah.
So you're back in Adelaide now for a little bit. Looking at everything you've learned over the last few years, what's next for Sell Anything, and where do you want to take it?
Good question. So we've been running our sales accelerator, and we're really ramping that up. So we've got another cohort coming end of September. We've got like our first Bay Area based businesses joining in, like because we're only Australia focused, and then founders from America have been reaching out, which is sick.
Man, that's cool.
It's pretty crazy, And then more workshops, and like keeping our fractional work, because we do work in people's businesses still. So we've just started working with like a pretty well-known company, which hopefully we'll be able to talk about soon. Like we're kind of a South Australian icon, which is epic. And then we've got another business we're working with, but like we're a lean team. So I think we'll start to see potentially the team grow. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
And just helping more founders. So like we've helped 1,000 and that took us 3 years. I'd love to help 1,000 in 12 months.
1,000's a lot in 3 years. Like, I've kind of exhausted just hearing you say that.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if you depends how you measure impact, right?
Yeah.
Like if people are completing your programs and and you run a workshop and like 100 people take part in the workshop, that's technically an impact piece, right?
Yeah.
So and then I think well, like I'm talking about moving to Melbourne actually.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty rad. So Adelaide for the rest of the year and then look at some more travel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just happy to be healthy and doing it, man.
Yeah, good man. It's good to see you.
You too, brother.
Happy and healthy. And there's plenty of room in Melbourne for you. So we're happy to have you.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Sick.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you for that. Sick?
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Cool, crushed it.
Crushed it.